The 2030 agenda explained. Jacob Mudenda out and enter Patrick Chinamasa on ZANU-PF's Politburo's key position. Remember, Jacob Mudenda is the guy who had a tiff in parliament with Minister Ziambi. Now in ZANU-PF, there has been reassignment in the Politburo. So this one is the letter citing that. Press statement, ZANU-PF Politburo, reassignments, right? Comrade Advocate J.F. Mudenda has been reassigned to the party's Treasurer General. He was formerly the party's Secretary General for Legal Affairs. Now in Legal Affairs, we see now Chinamasa being reassigned to the party's Secretary for Legal Affairs. He was formerly the party's Treasurer General. Then other appointments, Comrade Machacha, reassigned Party Secretary Commissariat, former Revolutionary Party principal of the Chitepo School of Ideology. Then Dr. Bima, who was the party secretary for Commissariat, remains a Politburo member, right? So what do this development mean? Now, if we take a look at Chinamasa, this is the same position that he was holding just before the 2017 ousting of President Robert Gabriel Mugabe. And in the 2017 coup, Chinamasa played a very pivotal role in that same field and also social media wise. Remember, that time is the time when the Cyber Protection Bill was introduced. He had been the Minister of Finance. Now I'm just gonna show you a video. Patrick Chinamasa addressing Zimbabwe at Zimbabwe grounds, addressing Zimbabweans at Zimbabwe grounds on November 18, right? As he stood in solidarity with then Vice President Mnangagwa.
Ndinokutendai kuti mose mauya pano nhasi kuzotsigira mawa veterans. Zotsigira
Chinese andla kungena elinye ilunga elikhona lama vet.
Ndinokutendai kuti mauya.
All right. Apa. Vanhu vaibhuwa Chinamasa kuti mayusa. So, a lot of people underestimate the role of Patrick Chinamasa in the ruling party, right? But he is a significant, a very influential person. Anyways, that's why he is even in the Politburo in the first place. That's why I got to skip out to a Minister of Finance. Alright, so let me just rewind it.
Ndinokutendai kuti mauya kuzotsigira mawa veterans. Wakatanga kurwisa kuti wamugabe wanofanira kubva.
Uthi ngiyalibonga lonke elibe namhlanje.
Mawa veterans akatanga kurwisa kuti vamugabe vanofanira kubva. Dana mnatema dandere nana mtangwa varutaurwa apa.
Veterans aqala ukukhuluma uthi
ugaba pano nasi kuzotsigira mauto edu akatanga rwendo rwekubvisa wamugabe.
Uthi sonke lapha sibe namhlanje uzosekela amabutho aqala ngakho ukuthi sikhiphe ugabe.
We need space. Ndozwe wanu weZimbabwe kuti wamugabe waende waresign.
Uthi sesigcwalisela izifiso zabantwana bezimbabwe
Music,
ukubana
music,
uMgabe
music.
One where Zimbabwe
Music.
Nazi have crossed the Rubicon. We are now in the new era. The dawn of a new era.
uthi namhlanje
All right.
asuka esihlalweni sakhe
Macriminal akawakombereda tinoti wabve futi wasungwe.
uthi lalaba abamgoqeleyo ade tshontshe labo bahambe labo bebotshwe njalo
Tishakumbira futi kuti first lady aitwe investigate ma-crimes akakomita.
uthi sizacela futhi ukuthi Doc Grace bemlandelela amacala akhe awayenzileyo.
Tinokutendai nerunyararo rwenyu.
Ngiyalibonga ngokuthula kwenu.
Order, please. We need order.
Setheni lo msebenzi ngokuthula.
Order.
uMgabe kumele resign njengamanje.
Okay. As we can see here, that is Patrick Chinamasa. Angaripo in solidarity, even in the face of all the jeering and taunting that was happening there. Now, somebody decides to weigh in on these Politburo reassignments that has happened, and that is Dr. Walter Mzembe. And he puts it in his words. This is what he says. Ahead of the constitutional changes around the 2030 agenda, Advocate Mudenda has been kicked upstairs to a resource mobilization role and managing an empty party treasury. His recent public tiff with blue-eyed boys Ziyambi Zizi inside parliament meant he could have been growing too big for his boots, failing to read the signals, riding on his effectiveness in the recalls assignment and decimating opposition. But never forget the cardinal rule of getting too warm and headmastering the president's boys. Now, too many of them in the August House, they are untouchable, each inside the parliament as backbenchers but reporting directly to the Grandmaster ZZ, would combine effectively with the garrulous new Secretary for Legal Affairs, an effective negotiator who fits the bill for where things are going, including a possible GNU, take note, a possible GNU, with opposition Welshman Ngube, in itself likely to cause internal contradictions and displacement of some cadres. Patrick is adept to this task. He has done it before. And finally, the grounding of Tezara Bima and elevation of Machacha are all 2030 musical chair staff. Mike, the political passive gentleman, won't fit the bill. It needs an ideological demagogue from Herbert Chitepo itself. Please bring my popcorn. This is just the beginning of more changes. Let me add, change start from ZANU-PF itself is the locus of national change for better or for worse. So earlier on we had seen in the Daily News this article titled E.D. Ngube been conversing. Two men have had quite a number of meetings. Now, what did E.D. and Welshman Ngube talk about, or what were they talking about in their conversations? Remember, Welshman Ngube is the acting leader, the acting president of the Triple C. So this is what has happened. Now the question is, what is really happening and what happens next? Alright guys, that was it for now. Dr. Clarence is the name. You're watching Champions Network. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm out.